Palletways site is a busy place with HGVs, forklift trucks, cars and pedestrians sharing the same site, so each must observe their own rules to ensure everyone can circulate in safety. The driver must stop at the gatehouse and he will be given a card with a barcode on which he logs his journey through the site. He must use it to scan the truck in and out of every shed he visits. If the driver is unsure where to go, he will be given a site map by the gatehouse and instructed where to report. A 10-mile-an-hour speed limit applies throughout the whole site. Drivers should observe this speed limit at all times and follow the directional markings on the road. Drivers must follow the directions given on the site map. Under no circumstances should drivers get out of their vehicles or undo curtains on the two sections of road going into site. It is a live roadway and there is a risk of being struck by other vehicles. Opening curtains must only take place in the designated areas away from the entrance-exit roads. Drivers should park and report to the hub office or the department they are reporting to. Whilst on site and before getting out of the cab, all drivers must wear high-vis clothing, hard hats and safety footwear. This is to ensure they are visible to others and are protected against flying or falling objects. Please note, bump caps are not classified as hard hats. They do not offer protection from falling objects and are not certified to the same standard as hard hats. Drivers who are not wearing the correct PPE will be banned from site. Smoking is not allowed anywhere on site, including in vehicles. However, there are designated smoking areas outside each shed, and these are clearly marked. If you need the toilets on site are the ones that must be used. These too are signposted. There is also a canteen area. There is a first aid facility and numerous first aiders on site. Forklift drivers are in radio contact with the hub office in case of any problems. All accidents and near misses, however minor, must be reported to a site supervisor. If there is a problem with the load, for example the curtain is bulging because something may have fallen over inside, the driver should not attempt to open the curtains, but should contact hub staff, who will come and assess the problem. The truck may then have to move to the quarantine area, where Palletways staff will unload the freight in a safe and controlled manner. The driver must stay in his cab whilst this takes place. If access to beds is needed to retrieve straps or move freight, drivers must not under any circumstances climb on trailer or truck beds, as there is a serious risk of falling from height. Drivers must report to the hub office and ask for assistance. It is possible for drivers to access trailer or truck beds using the proper equipment, provided they have reported in and are then supervised by a member of staff from the hub office. Failure to follow this procedure will result in the driver being banned from the site with immediate effect. Before going into one of the sheds, drivers should open the curtains, undo the straps, and tie both back to the rear of the trailer as tight as possible. If it's raining, curtains should be kept closed until the driver is told to open them, which will be shortly before entering the shed. Should a pallet or freight fall from the truck whilst opening the curtains, report it to hub staff. Do not attempt to rectify the problem without assistance. The driver should then wait in the cab until he is given the all clear to go into the shed by a forklift truck driver or a marshal. On entering the shed, a red light will show on the scanning equipment. The driver must scan the card he was given on entry to the site. When the light changes to green, the driver must proceed slowly to allow enough time for the scanner to photograph the whole load. The driver should follow directions given by the shed staff. The keys will be taken from the driver and placed on a pallet stack in front of the vehicle to prevent drivers moving off before the loading procedure is completed. The driver must wait in the cab whilst the truck is being unloaded or loaded. Once the truck has been loaded, the keys will be given back to the driver and the pallet stack moved. The driver should then drive slowly towards the exit scanner and scan his card again. The scanner will photograph the load on the way out. Once outside, the driver should find a safe place to park, which must not be on the main exit or entrance roads. They should check the load to ensure it is safe for transport, then secure the load with straps accordingly. If there is anything wrong with the load or a strap is trapped, for example, the driver should report to a member of Hub staff to have it rectified. It is the driver's responsibility, under the construction and use regulations, to ensure that the load is safe for transport. All loads must be secured before leaving the Palletways site. The site rules for visiting drivers are: 1. Hard hats, safety boots and high vis must be worn by all drivers at all times on site. 2. Vehicles must not exceed the 10 mph speed limit anywhere on site. 3. This is a no smoking site except in the designated area. 4. It is forbidden to be under the influence or in possession of drugs or alcohol whilst on site. 5. All accidents and near misses, however minor, must be reported to a site supervisor. 6. Drivers must not stand or climb onto the decks of trailers. 7. No unauthorised passengers are allowed on site. 8. No foul or abusive language will be tolerated at any time. 9. No pedestrians allowed in shed floor areas. 10. Put your rubbish in the litter bins provided. 11. Drivers must report any unsafe pallets or loads to the Hub Operations Office before leaving site. 12. Drivers must ensure that they restrain their loads properly before leaving site and taking to the public highway. 13. You have a legal requirement to look after the health and safety of yourself and others. 14. Any breach of site rules can result in the driver being banned from site. 15. Do not park, get out of the cab or open curtains on entrance roadways. 16. If you have any problems or questions, report them to Hub staff. At Palletways, we have a responsibility to ensure that everyone is safe on site. Over 14,000 pallets are loaded and unloaded every night. It is a very busy and potentially hazardous operation. By working together, we can achieve a safe, efficient and professional working environment.